Episode 11. So the deal is done. The party will deal with the gnomes under the tree for silver to feed their loot habit. Negotiations conclude. The party heads back to the hole in the oak. And we're investigating a section of a cave we had not looked at yet. We join the party here.
Right. So last time you discovered the gnome settlement of Oakwood and accepted a payment of 5,000 Oakwood silver
Oh god, yeah.
to exterminate the heretic gnomes. You have to bring 5 back alive though, so that they can be burned alive for the amusement of the other gnomes, which apparently everyone was cool with. So there's that. And then they said they would know whether you'd done it or not. That's all they kind of, like you said, do you want to send someone along to keep an eye on it or whatever? And they just said that they would know whether you'd done it or not. What else? You'd previously lost the valuable chalice in the tree baby room. You're now exploring a new tunnel, which seems to be kind of curving around. Gone past some cloak rooms, coats, and hats and things. And you're just coming to a chamber ahead, like the corridor widens out, and you, I can tell there's a chamber coming up ahead, like a small chamber, and the floor is instead of just being mud, it's like cobblestones now. So it's like someone's bothered to put a kind of floor in, and I think that's where we are. So yeah, there's a chamber ahead like this with some furniture.
I thought I bought someone a torch. Still didn't.
So yeah, there's cobblestones on the floor. The walls are all still roots arching to kind of 8 feet above you. There's a table and stool in the center. Table looks quite good. The whole, it's quite nice carpentry, quite together. And then on the table there is a dainty little bell, the kind of the handle, and then you can like and ring it.
Service bell.
And there's a little sign in front of it, yeah. And there's a little sign in front of it saying "Please ring."
Oh, good. Is there anything else in the room? Fancy you can have a little scooch around up here.
No. As Fancy kind of looks around the room, he catches a aroma coming from the tunnel to the west. It takes you a moment to place it because it seems a bit out of place here, but it's tea and crumpets. You're sure of it?
Tea and crumpets.
Okay, tea and crumpets. Okay, that's good. He doesn't have to roll to avoid those.
Fresh baking. It could be bread as well.
If you can only smell the tea and the crumpets, it's good for the moment. I smell tea and crumpets.
Crumpets count as bread in my book.
How look at it's bread.
Done this on purpose, haven't you, Gareth?
Isn't it wheat leaves?
It's made of the same stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I'm made of wheat flour, so.
So what do? You're going to ring the bell or are you going to ignore it?
Well, I guess if it's a wheat product, if we're going with that sort of.
Because it's a wheat ring, so I think it's like things made of wheat, including, I guess, beer, although beer is made of barley. It's a little vague. Like, that type of thing. I think we should interpret it broadly so that it comes up more often.
Okay, I guess I'm going to have to take a wisdom test to see whether I've contained myself of ringing the bell or not.
Yeah. Crumpet is a kind of flat, small, round bread that is raised by yeast.
Okay.
Yeah, internet says it's bread.
Love how intricate this is.
Like, if you're addicted to bread, but all there was like some slightly different kind of bread, would you be like, oh, that's not my thing at all?
Fancy resists the ring the bell at the moment.
You're addicted to heroin and all there was opium. All right.
So, okay, those stomachs rumbling.
Yeah, he's getting a bit twitchy.
Yeah, what does that look like?
He's a bit like
Is he edging around the room, like, politely? Like the person not going to take the last biscuit or something?
He's kind of edging back and forth between the table and the edge of the room at the moment. Sort of like, no.
Is it like a dog? If we all left the room, would he be on it?
No.
Unconsciously kind of just rubbing where the ring is or something. And just go his other hand going to the ring. Ooh! Can anyone smell that? I don't know what that would be, but yes, very nice. We could investigate. Yes, that's a good thing to do.
It's like, shall we go down that corridor? Shall we go have a take a look? Yeah, I think we should. Oh, and Bug's already off. Hang on, wait for me.
Up into the dark.
No hats for us.
Okay.
Who's being left behind here? Angry.
Oh, I thought
You-
some of us were staying behind because there was someone down that corridor, wasn't there?
They'll be in the dark.
Yeah, you might want a torch or something. We look good. Actually, you went through that room with all the faces. I forgot about that. Oh well, that's been done. Cool. So we're carrying on to the next room. So this room kind of appears to be like a study. It's got bookshelves covered in like all kinds of different books, and there's a couple of nice upholstered kind of reading chairs. So yeah, it's just like a nice kind of small library. It's quite cozy, well turned out. So you got 2 armchairs, books on shelves, cobblestone floor, roots around, similar to the last room. The smell of crumpets and tea is stronger.
I think Lincoln Varison will have a sort of little nosy around, like just investigate, have a look, see what they can find, and maybe have a look at the books as well and see if we can see any that might be of interest or any that.
So sorry, what specifically are you looking at? One of the bookcases?
Yeah, just looking at the bookcases, just seeing if there's anything like sort of anything of interest, like anything like where things could be stashed behind the books, or like any particular books that have got interesting titles, or anything like that's a bit out of place as well, like where anything could be hidden, I guess.
Okay, so you're gonna spend a turn.
Yeah,
doing that.
Lincoln Varison will. I don't know if everyone wants to just have a little. Well, I need some light from Fancy, but
What is everyone else doing?
Angry's gonna sort of just stand in the middle of the room and look around. Fancy, I guess he's itching to get towards where the smell's coming from. He's like, oh, come on, let's keep going.
Okay, so he's going on ahead, is he? He's not waiting. Okay.
Well, he's gonna wait, but he's like just like, come on, books, yeah, come on. You see these books? Smell that?
Kind of this tunnel continues to sort of spiral round, and up ahead you can see a light. So Bug can see a light up ahead of him in the tunnel, and you can hear sort of low-level conversation of some kind in like common, but it's difficult to make out exactly what's being said.
Can I? I don't know how far the light extends that we can see further up the tunnel, but could I creep into the darkness and like see if I can see what's up ahead?
Yeah, you're almost you're kind of at the fringes of the light now, but you could try. You're not in the full light here. It's like a dim light. So sure.
I'm sort of here, see what I can see.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So you see these 3. Well, you see a room which looks like a kitchen. It's got like a range, like a cooker, a cupboard, a table, and some stools. And sat on the stools are 3 kind of like sheep people. They're like it's like half sheep, half like humanoid sheep, right? Like, that makes sense. There's 3 of them sat round the table, and they are drinking tea and eating crumpets. And just as you're peering round, you see one of them kind of turns to the other and says in a kind of bleating voice, like asks the other one to pass the tea, and like pours a bit out.
Okay.
I'll draw it on now. Cupboard, table, sheep people.
would you say these were, Gareth? Like little sheep things?
Like sheep people, humanoid sheep, half sheep, half person. And they're sitting around drinking tea and eating crumpets.
Maybe we need to hold him back.
So yeah, if he goes ahead, that's gonna happen before you had a chance to really search the room.
Yeah.
But I'd probably see them and then come back and tell
Don't
see that's where the crumpets are coming from. Quietly, obviously.
Yeah. So you're gonna sort of spend 10 minutes searching the room and looking through everything.
Yeah, I think so.
Did you say Angry wasn't taking part in searching the room? Or,
Not really. He's just kind of standing there. Just like,
Yeah, and I think Paul's on guard as well. So
I think you're gonna need to make some kind of a stealth roll to see how quiet you can be searching the room while there's people right down the way there.
how does that work? Is that a dexterity roll?
Yeah.
Did you want to do it?
I'd like whoever's got the worst dexterity to roll for the group.
I've got ones.
I've got a 0 for Link. Anyone got lower than 0?
Well, I wasn't really searching, so
Cool. Okay. Sorry. Just.
It doesn't matter who's searching, it just matters whoever's in the room. Right, failed that.
That was a crap roll, wasn't it?
So you start searching the room, you take a look at a few of the books, and they appear to be just like nonsense children rhymes. You know, they're full of stuff like the dish ran away with the spoon and nonsensical crap like that, basically. Nothing kind of that. Nothing heavy or anything like kind of useful really from a cursory read. But you only have a little while to do that before one of the sheep people appears in the light outside the room and says, "Oh, welcome! I didn't realise we had guests."
I guess that's me then. Hi there.
Hello.
Yeah. What's the deal with this place then? Is there
Oh, this is my
Is it a
humble
hotel or
abode. Me and my two companions. We find it quite cozy here. It's not much, but it's our home. Oh, where are my manners? I'm Ramius, by the way. Who do I have the pleasure of addressing?
Bug? Nice to meet you.
Charmed. He kind of like holds out his like hoof hand and kind of it's just a shake your hand.
So like grab it like
Just
that.
grab it and like. I think it's like a hoof, but it is like he does have dexterity in it. He can use it like a hand. It's like he's got almost like a human hand, but it's just a little bit clumsy and like got big hoof-like nails rather than fingers.
Please introduce us to your companions.
Of course, I'd be delighted to. Please follow me. And he just goes back and he comes in and stands to one side. As you come in, the other sheep kind of scooch up and make some room. So there's some available stools and everything at the table. The officer says, "Please take a seat."
Fancy sits down.
He says, "This is Yuli and this is Shawnee."
Bit cramped in here, isn't it?
Is Angry just climb over the cooker?
I don't know if there's like space to go around behind it or not.
What, behind the cooker? Is there normally? It's poorly drawn, fair enough. But yeah.
But there's just no space to put him in the room. He'll have to stand out here.
Can't move it without moving part of the wall, apparently. That's just roll
Right.
20 for you. Here you go, I'll move the cooker and then I'll move the wall back.
I guess being this close to the Crumpets is Fancy going to have to make another test.
Yeah, so as you come in, you can see it's not just Crumpets. There's like there's like a loaf of, like a cake loaf.
Oh, he's going to make a scene.
There's a couple of rolls, some butter.
Does our new friend offer us any? Like before he like dives in unpleasantly.
Oh no! He's failed.
No, he said, "Please take a seat."
And Fancy's just sat down. And
And he looks around. I'm afraid there's not enough seats for all of you. Please have mine. And he kind of stands up. And then I guess
I think Link's gonna try sort of dive in and try and grab Fancy and like hold him back a little bit.
The Fancy's just got like loads of bread in each hand. Just
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh yes, please help yourself."
I think Link's trying to sort of lock his arms and kind of drag him away a little bit.
Just watches. Rabius just watches with a sort of slightly bemused expression as he devours like all of these breads and cakes and things.
He hasn't eaten in 3 days. Just Ilrin trying to laugh it off.
Please excuse our companion. He's
The other two sheep at the table. One of them, Yuli, the one who was I don't know if it was Yuli, is kind of just bowing her head sort of shyly and kind of like sort of trying not to look at this scene that's happening in front of her. And Shawnee is kind of just eyeing at all of the adventurers that have come in slightly warily because there's obviously quite a few of you and you're quite heavily armed. Whereas there's no sign of that from Ramius. It seems like the perfect host.
Yeah, I think Link's going to sort of say something like, "Oh, please excuse our companion. He's been fasting for a few days as part of his religion."
No, I just need bread. Give me your bread.
Shut up, Fancy.
Is there any room further on in your house, hotel, whatever it's called? It's just that we got a few more companions outside. They're struggling to get in.
Oh yes, please take our seats, and they kind of all stand over to the side. And there's a tight squeeze, but you can just about all fit in there. Although one or two of you have to stand. There's not quite enough stools. Don't worry about the map too much. So yeah, everyone. If everyone wants to sit down, you can all be sat at the table. But it's like when you can't get your elbows out, you have to
yeah.
It's
It'd
one
be
of
like
those.
sort of like the start of the Hobbit or something.
Yeah, so it's just really cozy, basically.
Yeah.
For us to get a little warm.
So do you all live here with the gnomes?
He's like, oh yes, the gnomes. Yes, we see them from time to time. And you can see he's like busying himself putting the kettle on, and he's filled up this big kettle with this jug of water, and he's like got this small. He's got a little fire in the stove, and he's like heating the water up to make tea.
Have you seen them bringing other gnomes into here?
I don't know, gnomes. They kind of look like one another, don't they? Really, we don't really pry. But it's my main business, really.
Do they leave you be?
Sorry.
Do they leave you be?
Yes, we all get along fine.
I'm come you're not disturbed by all these gnomes and other monsters in here.
Well, we get along with our neighbours. There's never really been any problems.
Did they not try and take you to before the Great Roots to be judged?
Oh, so said some nonsense about that. We just politely but firmly refused.
Seems like there's something.
The kettle's like singing at this point, and he's like, yes, I'll make the tea, and he fills up a big teapot full of the water and puts it on the table in between all of you, and he says, we'll just give it a moment to brew. And then he looks he's like, Yuli, some cups for our guests, and Sean, perhaps some. He looks fancy, and he's like, perhaps some more bread.
More bread, more. Something doesn't quite feel right here, does it?
It never does.
These three little sheepies in the middle of this dungeon, and they get left alone.
You always complain you never meet anyone nice.
Do we?
Perhaps they give us a tour of the rest of their establishment.
Well, it's just our bedroom back there. He says in a kind of way
like
like you wouldn't really show random people your bedroom, would you? So it's a bit like
it's such a lovely place you've got here, though. We'd love to take a look.
at the bedroom.
Yeah, just want to admire the architecture.
Well, I suppose that would be okay. Yuli, why don't you show Mr. Bug here the rest of the place? So, like Yuli Sean kind of squeezes up to the side and like lets you through.
Bit more room around the table. That's good.
Let me give them little name tags just for my amusement. Yeah, a little bit more room at the table. Everyone I guess everyone kind of slides up like gratefully, like, oh, okay. Just move angry off a Remus's face a sec. There we are. Right. Yeah, so Yuli kind of leads you back around here. I'll draw this.
Oh, this is where it goes wrong, isn't it? This is what happened in the tree room. Yeah.
Tree.
We'll treat your wounds with a knife.
Yeah. You won't feel anything after you're dead.
Oh, Remus gives the tea a little stir. It's like, oh, that should be ready now. Kind of scoops out all the leaves that are floating in there and disposes of them. Lays out some more bread and crumpets.
Should someone go with Bug?
Yeah, Varison will go and see that he's all right.
Unless this guy's going to stop him.
Is there any light round here in this area? Presumably,
Yeah, I don't know. Let's just say that Yuli's carrying a little light, like a candle or something.
Yeah.
I feel like we can just imagine it, but whatever. There you go. So she's got like a little candle, so you can see what you're doing. She leads you through to there. So what's everyone else doing at the table?
Fancy's looking at the tea and going, "Got any beer?"
It's like, well, it's a little early in the day for that, isn't it?
Oh, it's never too early for beer, especially when you've got a nice loaf of bread.
Yeah, I think Ilrun's tucking in, or at least having tea.
I think Link's quite polite. Link's will have a little sip of the tea. I think maybe have a little bit of wrestle a bit of bread from Fancy. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I'm sorry, there's no beer. It's terribly remiss of me. I feel like such a terrible host.
what kind of guests do you have down here?
Well, I guess all sorts. Mostly just travellers.
People like
Passing through.
ourselves.
People like yourselves, yeah.
Do they normally come and have tea with you as well?
Yeah, most do, yeah. Like we've got a bit of a reputation for good hospitality out this way.
What do these people normally talk to you about?
And he just makes small talk with you about like various different people who are traveling places, merchants, adventurers, and things like that, and the different kinds of people that are making their way through the forest.
They say what they're here for in this particular underground under the tree.
Yeah, he just said, like some of them are adventurers and they've come here to explore, and some people are passing by and they've just heard about our great hospitality, and so he just nothing kind of that specific. He's just it's just that's the general kind of direction of the conversation. So Yuli shows Bug and Varison around the modest bedroom. It's decked out similar to the other rooms. There's a wooden chest, there's a bed, and then there's like a closet, and that's pretty much it. It's pretty Spartan. Only one large bed, you notice, for all three of them. So
I was noticing
some kind of poly thing going on here, I guess.
I think Bug's looking at the chest and kind of like winking at Varison, like
Yes, you have a kind of surreptitiously have a little bit of a closer look at the chest, and you notice it's got a sturdy kind of lock built into it.
Okay.
Right. Okay. That kind of room.
I mean, just saying, Varison's got a thief's kit, so
So everyone at the table has had some tea, had some food.
I'm not drinking the tea, mate.
I don't think.
Who's that, Neil?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Bull is either, unless anyone really passed it to him.
Fancy needed some tea just to wash down some bread.
Okay.
It all sounds too suspicious for my liking. I'm wondering if I can distract Yuli, though, with Bug, while Varison quickly picks the lock behind the back.
Yep. Need a diversion. A bit of clumsy moment.
Yeah, sort of like clumsily going over to the... What was it? What else was in here? A wardrobe or something?
Yeah, there's a wardrobe and a chest that's locked and a bed.
Surely you need Yuli to leave you on your own. Like, a diversion in the room isn't going to help.
I don't know. It depends. I guess it's up to Gareth whether...
Well, you tell me what you're trying to do, and then I'll tell you what happens. So it works.
Yeah.
Like, to actually pick a lock, it's going to be hard. It's not like you do it behind your back or anything, is it? Like,
It's going to take too long.
Yeah.
It's going to take too long to do, isn't it? I think.
So you need an excuse to get him out of the room again.
Yeah, I think she'll notice if you're trying to pick the lock on the chest. It's difficult for me to picture a situation where you'd be able to do that without her noticing, because it would take you'd have to kneel down, it would make a bit of a noise, it would take an extended period of time. It's just doesn't seem believable to me.
Maybe if we sort of go, oh, well, thanks for showing us around, and one of us leaves, and the other one's like one ahead of Yuli and one behind Yuli, and then sort of the guy behind sort of turns back and sneakily goes and does it.
Still need
Is that what you're doing?
I think we just have to do what we think we should do, right? So what does Bug want to do? So Varison's kind of aware of the situation, and obviously that's my first thought when talked about the chest is, oh, how can I get in here? But yeah, I guess we have to.
Oh, I don't know. I think he's probably like he's going to make a big deal out of going, oh, thank you so much. What a wonderful house you got. Like arm round the shoulder and like, let's get back to the party sort of thing.
You could leave something behind and then have to go back for it.
While this is going on at the sort of tea party, Ramius looks around and he's like, he looks at Neil and he says, "I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. You're not drinking your tea, please. Have some."
Oh, sorry, I don't drink tea.
Don't drink tea.
No, never have done.
Like, but this is very good for your health, medicinal.
Yeah, sounds even more dodgy now. So definitely
really must try it. And he kind of pours some out and drinks it himself, and sort of smacks his lip, quite frankly, and delicious.
No, I really just can't. I can't stand the taste of it.
He's like, but you've never tried my tea. It's a special blend, I guess.
There's still tea though, isn't there?
Go on, go on.
I like to think it transcends tea in some ways. Calling it tea is almost an insult to it, really. Please try some. I really must insist.
I really must insist not to drink tea.
If I drink tea, there's a 40% chance I might die.
I'll give you a cup anyway, just in case you change your mind. He looks over a ball and says, "And you, please take a seat, take a load off, relax."
He'll take a cup if someone passes it to him, but he won't take his eye off the door.
Ramius passes him a cup. Okay, so what's going on in the bedroom? Figured that out yet?
I'm going to try and like make a big deal of saying, "Oh, what a wonderful place you got here." But let's get back to the party and try and like arm around his shoulder, like we're getting a bit pally and try and sort of walk back down.
She sort of recoils slightly when you do that, and kind of like quite shyly, kind of tries to edge away slightly.
Oh, sorry. Excuse my manners.
Like, remember from before, she was quite shy and sort of withdrawn.
Oh,
And she's like, yes,
No.
this way. They're heading back. Do you do anything when they're heading back, or do you simply head back?
Excuse me, I think I might have dropped something over in your room. I'll just be one moment. Please go on without me.
Yuli says, oh, yes, I'll hold the light for you. You can't see it there. It's pitch dark. Here you go.
Thank you.
What was it you dropped?
Oh, it was just my knife. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Here it is. I found it. It's okay.
oh, other than killing them, I'm kind of lost for ideas now.
Feigning illness.
I think at this point, everybody except Neil is like loses consciousness at the table.
How embarrassing.
They're all like passing out one by one. I kind of imagine like maybe Fancy his last as he's still just stuffing cake in his mouth, and everyone he just suddenly looks around and realizes everyone's asleep except him and Neil, and it just
Bull didn't have any, did he?
collapses face
Bull
down
did in
into
the end,
bread.
yeah.
Yeah, Bull just falls on the floor and the teacup smashes. So it's just Neil. I think Bug and Barrison hear a teacup breaking.
I think Neil's just going to take a swing at him then.
Oh, wow. You could threaten them first. Like, you don't have to start hitting people.
Clearly just poisoned them, so...
So as you do that, Ramius calls for help, and then Varison, the cupboard behind you, bursts open. And out comes some severed, basically some skull, like sheep skulls, just levitate out of the cupboard towards you. So there's also that.
Right. I think he's going to sort of cry out basically and sort of shout about like say about a trap or something. Sort of make whoever's conscious aware.
There's only three of us thinking it.
So yeah. So is Neil attacking Shawnee, who's closest, or Ramius, who's the other side of the table?
Yeah, Shawnee, I suppose.
Okay. Do you want to roll to hit? You have missed. So I think it's too difficult to draw in the confined space. By the time you got your sword out, it's like Shawnee's kind of dodged aside. So I think we're now in like a sort of simultaneous combat situation with Neil, Shawnee, Ramius, Bug, Barrison, Yuli, and the skulls.
So I think what Varison's instinct will be to do is to take a shot at Yuli and then sort of try and back off and get back here and sort of get back to where Bug is and eventually the group, I guess. Sort of his aim.
Yeah, I'm thinking Bug probably made it to there by now, so that's all right with Gareth.
Well, it just happened while he was halfway down the corridor, like before he was fully in sight. So in this combat, he can run up the corridor if he wants to. That could be his thing. I don't know if Neil has shouted anything because you really just heard Ramius shouting. Like you've heard a broken teacup and maybe a bit of furniture sliding about. Someone shouting out for help, and Ramius shouting for help. But I guess he'd run towards that upon seeing it. What does he do?
Who?
Bug. What will Bug do? Well, what does Bug want to do? So Varison is here, Bug is here. What does Bug want to do?
Attack Shawnee.
Okay. Right, so Varison, you try and shoot Yuli because that will happen first anyway, I guess. Although you'd have to draw your bow, but wow, it's okay. It's just probably killed her.
And so he takes a shot and then he kind of ducks down the corridor basically.
So you just shoot.
You
shoot shy Yuli right between the eyes before she even really realizes what is happening,
and just basically pegs it like sort of as close behind Bug as he can get, basically.
Okay.
Maybe almost shoving Bug towards the.
Well, I was hoping I could move to here, but
yeah,
I got moved back.
Unless, what are you doing?
So what I want you to do is to kind of declare what your move is before touching the pieces. So
I think Varison's sort of like basically trying
to.
Yeah, Varison's egging Bug back that way anyway. He's just like, come on, let's go. We need to get out of there.
Yeah, that's fine. But I think Shawnee is backing up a bit from Neil, so it's going to be more like that.
Give me 2 secs. I've just got to shoot off for 1 sec. And it's
what is
moment.
Okay, what was Neil doing?
I guess he'll go for Ramius this time.
Okay. Ramius is trying to kind of climb over the table around you to get past you so you can kind of have an attack on him as he scrabbles over the table. In fact, under the table. He's going to try and run under the table, so you've got to try and get him underneath the table. I'm kind of inclined to give you disadvantage on that because he's like underneath the table in a cramped room. It's going to be difficult for you to get to him. So it looks like you got a hit, but I see. You rolled a crit, but you lose that. But you still do a hit. You still done 8 damage on him. So That really hurts. You've given him like what will probably prove to be a mortal wound eventually, but he's still up at the moment. He lets out a bleat of fear.
When you say he's still up, you mean he's still underneath the table?
Yeah, like he's not dead. He's still running under the table.
And I'll do Bugs attack, sorry.
What was that? Yeah, so, wow, that's just killed Shawnee. I think. Oh, no, not quite. Shawnee is going to be pretty badly hurt after that. Shawnee tries to attack, I guess, Neil as he comes towards him, and then probably fails. Let's see. He's a pretty good roll to hit Neil. No. Oh, no, he didn't die, did he? He got 2 left. And then, so there's these 4 skulls, basically, behind Harrison, and they're all flying at him, trying to bite him and stuff now.
And Matt's just gone.
I rolled wrong anyway. That guy should have had -1 on his roll, but it doesn't matter. These are the guys that get +3. So, skull 1, skull 2, skull 3, skull 4. His AC is 14, so I have 2 hits on him. Ooh, 10 damage. Harrison is down. The skulls are chewing on him. So these floating skulls are like ramming him with their horns, and like now he's down, and they're just biting onto him, chomping him down, basically.
Well,
So it doesn't really matter that Matt's gone now because he's not got an action anyway. So that's just fine.
would it? Oh no, yeah, his go was already shooting the other one, wasn't it?
15.
So Ramius finishes his little run under the table and goes to the cupboard behind Neil and rips it open, grabs a bottle from the shelf, and then kind of starts to scurry away, like uncorking it.
But Neil's gonna run after him and try and take him down.
Cool. So that was like end of round of combat. So this next round of combat, you're going to chase after him, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Try and take him down.
Okay.
Uh,
And then Bug, I guess, is the only other. So Shawnee is really badly wounded. It's like barely standing now, and it's just like pretty much shitting it because there's nowhere to run.
maybe I should go for the skulls. I don't know.
Yeah, so these skulls are just going to feast on Varison or something. They're like,
Yeah, I'll try and take out the skulls.
well,
then.
they may go for Bug. It's hard to say, but yeah, Varison's in a tight spot anyway. Okay, so
I'm hoping that Sean is going to bottle it and not attack.
I'm gonna
Probably.
okay.
What happened?
Varison got taken out by the skulls, I'm afraid.
What?
Yeah, the skulls were the secret weapon. They're much stronger than the sheep. And I will also let's see. No, that's it. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna roll for Shawnee to see if he's Shawnee hasn't kind of failed a morale check. Okay. So Neil is chasing Ramius around all his unconscious comrades, and Bug is going to attack the skulls to try and save Varison. Ramius is running this way, and he's got a bit of a head start on you because you've got to clamber around all this stuff, and he's a bit smaller than you, and he's got the home field advantage. So you kind of lose sight of him around the corner. By the time Neil, let's see how far Neil can go. Let's get a ruler out. So like Neil gets around to here, he's got a good clear line of sight down into the library, but Ramius can't see him anywhere. It's like difficult to believe he could have got so far enough to be out of sight in the time it took for you to get to here. That makes it like you're right behind him. He goes around the corner, and you get round there, and he's just not there. It's like what?
Okay. Yeah. So he's just
Weird.
vanished.
And Shawnee, I think now that he's got space, is going to kind of get out into the room. So Bug kind of clambers over Varison and goes mano a mano with the skulls. Mano a scullo. Dwarfo a skull. What is this guy? Is he a dwarf? Dwarfo a skull. Sheep scullo. I don't know. I can't speak Spanish. Whatever it is. Go.
Oh, that's got to do some good.
So you've taken out a couple of them.
17.
Like,
7 damage.
and
Right.
a couple of them are still chomping. They got an 18 and 17. Oof, they both hit. Ooh, not good, dude. It's 8. It's taken down Bug as well.
Down.
So now that you've all spent a round unconscious, I'm going to give you all a constitution check to see if you can regain consciousness or not. Everybody's unconscious, obviously, not Neil, but Varison.
Constitution. No proficiency.
Constitution.
No. Fancy is still asleep.
Nope, he's just full on bread. The link's okay.
Angry.
He's in a bread
Come
form.
on, Angry. Angry is definitely a win.
Ilrune is okay. All right, so they're all waking up now. Okay.
With a 19.
You get proficiency on saves, don't you?
Yeah, okay.
Oh, bloody hell.
Isn't it only if it kind of makes sense?
If it's your proficient ability, then you can.
Oh,
Yeah, it was Bull that had the proficiency and he failed. So, and he barely drank his. So,
The proficiency on
unfortunate.
fancy wouldn't have made a difference anyway, and rolled a 7. But Angry's awake, and he's like, "What the hell?" I guess he's like, "Can they actually see Vug and Varison lying on the floor? Bug and Varison,
Looks like maybe.
or they
I
just
think you
out?"
can probably by this point you'll. I mean, this is the start of another round of combat now, and you're going to see these skulls flying at you.
Wind him up and let him go.
Well, Angry he's woken up, and he's like, "What the fuck's going on?" And he sees his skulls, and it's like, "Right, time for a fight, is it?"
Come on then, you fuckers! Yeah.
Like it's the most normal thing in the world. Flying sheep skulls coming at him. Like, yeah, well, son, I always knew it would come to this. Yeah. So what
Who
is?
else has woken up? Who else has woken up?
Ilrune.
Okay.
Oh, I thought Elrune didn't. Okay.
Yeah, it's Ilrune that woke up, but Bull didn't.
Yeah. Okay. So Fancy and Bull are still asleep.
I think if you can, Link's going to come and help out Angry if that's possible with the narrow with the corridor. I don't know if it's too narrow.
It's a bit narrow with Angry wedged in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I think with that in mind, Link's probably kind of like seeing that and he's like ready to go, but then he sort of I don't know. Does he realize that the other one's under the table?
I think you should make a perception check for that because he's like,
Okay.
because you've just woken up, you're drowsy, you don't really know what's going on,
yeah.
and he's trying to hide.
Yeah. Angry
I
had no
think-
clue who was under there. That's
I think you could easily overlook it. Yeah, so you overlook that he's under there.
Yeah. Okay. So I think Link at the moment is kind of like just sort of ready to see what happens with Angry. Basically, he wants to he's going to get in there and help if he can.
Well,
Ready to dive in.
Yeah, I don't
Angry.
know if you'd have seen the skulls yet. It's sort of like you've just seen.
Yeah, he sees Angry going, and
Well, I
it's
guess
like
he's-
right, so some shit's going down, right?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, that makes sense. I guess it's like, that's why you're behind him, like it's like queuing up to fight the skulls.
Well,
This-
Varison cried out as well when the skulls came around as well. So it's like it's a
Well,
trap
we
or
were
something.
asleep at that point.
Yeah, but you're unconscious during that.
Oh,
part.
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
all
Yeah,
we
so you just
know-
got these skulls flying at you like lost souls in Doom. Like,
Oh,
The
you've seen
Link's
is
kind of-
Angry wake up and then charge towards that corridor because there's things coming down it.
Yeah.
I think Link's probably looking around like, where are the others? Where's like Varison, Bug? Where's Neil? So shout out for them basically.
yeah. And what is Ilrune doing when she wakes up?
Probably surveying the situation for this turn.
Okay, yeah, just getting our head together.
Yeah.
What is Neil doing? So Neil, are you trying to pursue Ramius? You can hear a commotion from the skulls fighting Bug, I guess.
I
And
don't
guess,
think so because
And I guess you can hear
From
some
what-
scraping of stools, people stand up and stuff. So you got some awareness there's stuff going on down there.
yeah, and from what you said, he just vanished anyway, like in an impossible kind of manner. So
He must have gone very fast, yeah. He must have been going a lot faster than you've seen him go, if he were to have cleared the distance.
So yeah, I'll head back to the tea room.
Okay, so let's Angry versus the Skulls. Let's go.
Come on, Angry.
Come on, Angry.
One.
Come on.
Hold that
Oh, Skull 1's got a 22. Skull 2's got a 19.
shit.
Yeah, they're on you. They're on it like a car bonnet.
I got a 19 to hit with
Okay.
all that. 8 damage. That's got to be.
Yeah, so you've destroyed them, but not before they destroy you.
9. Oh, damn it.
With your dying breath, you destroy the skulls. I think you must hit one into the other and they smash together against the wall or something. So you can, just as you go down, you just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely used the
Angry.
hammer part of the poleaxe for that one.
Yeah.
Angry, no. I think it's like Link sort of goes and like checks on and is like, oh no, Angry, and then like looks around the corner to see what's happened to the others and is like, shit.
Yeah.
You gotta wait.
So then
Fancy
it's like, get back. It's like, Neil, wake Fancy up. Something's happened.
I don't know. Can I wake him up? Can I shake him awake or something?
And I
Give
think,
him a slap?
I think we've got to try and do something, haven't we? So there's 3 of
I
us
think-
awake,
What
isn't
were the
there?
rules we came up for waking someone up? We did come up with something, didn't we?
We had some way you could just, like, I think you could just take a turn, but that's from them. I don't know. You have been drugged, so it's a bit different.
That was magic, wasn't it?
That was like a magic slumber,
Yeah.
which I don't know. I just think you got to take a constitution roll now. And if you fail it, then he's not going to be available in time to stabilize these people, and you're going to have to make do without him.
Right, okay, so proficiency. Oh no, he's failed.
Oh,
10.
by 1. Failed by 1.
Roll a 10. Oh, bollocks. So you guys are
Fancy
gonna have to try.
can't be working
You guys
out.
are gonna have to try and stabilize them without Fancy's help.
Who's got the med kit then?
Warriors have the healers kits, don't they?
Was it Link who had one?
Link's got a healing kit, 1 healing kit. Although I do have some supply to, I got supply to burn, so I can use supply to replenish it. So I can use healing kit several times.
You're probably going to have to do it as well because Neil's. Is it Wisdom we use for the healing kit? Neil's is rubbish.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Link's is
healing-
only 0.
The
Link's
healing
is 0.
Kit, the healing kit gives you advantage on the roll for stabilization.
Right, cool. Okay, so what's Ilrune's wisdom?
-2.
Okay, Link's doing this shit then. Okay. Okay.
I
So
feel
guess
like
we'll-
I feel like there's 3 people bleeding out here. I don't think Link will have enough time to get to all 3 of them and roll them all before
Okay.
some of them die. I think someone else is going to have to do some rolling too.
Yeah. Okay. So he's got enough supply to do all 3, as you know, with healing kit shiz.
Oh, in that case, I'll roll.
He can
to
hand the
try
healing kit to someone else if there's
Yeah.
enough supply to cover it or whatever.
Yeah. So it's gonna be 4
I'll
off.
try, but it'll probably be a fail because I've got -2 wisdom as well. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just say like it seems inconceivable to me that one person could get through all those because like rules as written, it's like kind of within a minute or the end of the fight, like whichever comes first. So
Yeah.
it's like
Alright.
whichever comes last. So it's like you got a minute basically. I don't think someone can get through 3 people and stabilize them all in a minute. It seems nuts, right?
Do you reckon Link could do 2? Do you
Without
reckon Link could do 2
So-
of them?
I'll let Link do 2, and then somebody else
Okay.
will have to do the 3rd one.
Do you want to do Bug then, Neil?
I'll do Bug then, and you do Link angry and embarrassing.
Cool. Okay. Right. Here we go. So what do I do? Just roll a wisdom thing.
Yeah, you'll get advantage. So even Pete, you'll get advantage with Neil. So it's not the -2.
I've
Hopefully,
also-
won't be the end of the world.
You also get proficiency on medicine as a level
Yeah.
3.
You can add proficiency totally.
Wisdom, is it?
Yeah, and you can add proficiency if you've got medical proficiency. Sure.
Who's
I
got
do.
medical proficiency?
I think warriors get it today. Pete.
It was level 3 warrior that got it.
Okay.
I didn't have it to start with. It only came at level 3.
Yeah, I'll cancel out your -2. Yeah, so
Okay, so I'm
Neil
gonna do.
has revived Bug and gets
I'm just doing
obviously needs to do
angry.
an injury roll. Though he might still be dead. Yep.
So angry is okay,
And Harrison
and then Varison is.
did it right. Okay, so everyone earns an injury roll. Could still be dead, but ooh, lose a body part. Okay, bad first outing for Bug.
Yeah.
Bad times. Let's get the body parts up.
Was it a 4 and a 12?
Hang on a minute. Let's wait for the other ones a sec. So we've got more. So you've got disadvantage roll check on angry.
yeah.
I'll put a little jobby on that there, like that. And then Harrison has lose 3 dexterity, shaky. Cool. So now we've got the. Can you see that? Does that not do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, cool.
4 and a 12.
There's a D4. 1 is arms, 2's head. And nicked out black hack. So arms. 2.
Oh,
I lost
just
the
a
thing.
broken
What's 2?
Finger broken in a zigzag.
Oh. Zigzag finger.
That's not too bad in the realm of things that could have gone wrong there, really.
Yeah, low's better on that table, I think, isn't it? I think you get away with that. It's just like I think it's just he can't use that hand for now until he can get back to civilization and rest it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's effectively one-handed, except for the most
Yeah.
like
You can probably hold
I
a
can't
shield, I
really
guess,
play
with the
I've
broken.
got to use one.
he can maybe put a shield on there, but he can't.
He hasn't got a shield anyway, so that doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
He can only use one hand. We'll just say that because it's quite a low roll, so I feel like you should mostly get away with that. Give everyone 1 HP, but I think you should. Yeah, I still think you should get disadvantage. I kind of feel like everyone should get disadvantage on all checks, like unless you get a 20 on that table. It just feels like that makes
Come
more
on.
sense because you like almost died, and then you're like, that's okay, I just lost. Like if you lose 3 intelligence, you can pretty much be like, I'm cool now because intelligence doesn't matter. Off we go.
Yeah, but some of them are like make you really rubbish at doing anything while
Yeah,
we're still here.
yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
no, I'm not sure.
Like,
Not sure
very-
I agree.
It's only temporary. It's not permanent.
It's just until rest. It's like you just nearly died. I feel like it makes sense that if you just nearly died, you need a rest, or you can kind of be up to snuff again. That may call me
But
crazy.
that's kind of the same for these other ones. Like I lost 3 decks, and like
That's because you got a
can
more
kind of-
serious injury.
yeah,
Yeah.
but that he's going to be shit like using his bow now. So it's kind of
Yeah.
you know has a big impact on his ability to actually do something. So
Right. So I won't enforce
I
it
think
this
that's
time,
enough.
but the
I
next
think
time
that's
we
enough.
play,
Come on.
it's going to be disadvantage on all checks if you're down, unless you get 20 when you recover
That's
reroll.
just, oh come on, hush.
I like
The
that.
other,
I think it
you-
makes sense.
I thought you were
That's the
getting
whole
soft.
point.
I thought you were getting soft on us, but now you've just proved that you've got a heart of steel.
I'm not going to enforce it this time because it's new rules. I don't really want to just like make you use the new rules I just made up just then. But I'll have a think about it. But I'm pretty set at the moment that makes a lot of sense to me. Cool. Anyway, what now?
Right, this has been
So Neil went up there, right? So I think Shorty makes a break for it while no one's looking.
well.
Well, no one's looking.
Surely with Ilrune,
To be
And
fair,
I think
we are all-
Ilrune is the only one who kind of notices.
yeah.
Well, in time to do anything.
Yeah, okay.
Everyone else probably notices as he's just leave it. You just catch it. Like, Link could probably look over and just see him scurrying away or whatever.
So can I make an attack?
Since you spent a turn kind of doing nothing, I feel like, yeah, okay. Not like you were busy doing something else. Oh, he brutally murdered Shawnee.
Just goes for a run and gets impaled on a spear.
Brutal.
That's Elrune's first kill, I think. First damage, first anything.
I thought I was going to be able to save Shawnee there.
She unlocked the door once.
Oh, she unlocked the door once.
Yeah.
Cool story. I'm going to grab a beer. I'll be back in a sec. Why don't you figure out what's next?